evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of DraxBytes. Tonight we're going to talk about, are you experienced? You know, there's an old axiom, do you have 20 years experience or 1 year repeated 19 times? We're going to deviate from that axiom a little bit and talk differently. It's about age discrimination. It's about the reality that at some point, Sally, 22-year-old, isn't going to hire her grandpa to DJ her wedding, to DJ her prom. Never going to happen. Now, there will always be outliers to that fact, but rather than you receive this as doom and gloom, rather take it as a call to action to develop a solid marketing strategy, a solid business plan. Take it as a call to action to figure out who your clients will be and track them as your business proceeds. Track them as you get older. Start to look, excuse me, got a little bit of a cold. Start to track them based on demographics, age, careers, other things that we've already talked about doing as part of your business and marketing plan. But now start to look actively and see if you're still retaining the same amount of 20-something clients. If that's tapering off, doesn't mean your business is done. It means you need to focus on people that will see your value. High school reunions. You'll need to focus on second time around weddings. You'll need to look at other elements to broaden your scope. You could also look at becoming a multi-system company, because that's a way to step back from actually being the DJ, which is what I'm actually talking about tonight, and run a company of a bunch of younger, talented DJs. And that still works. That's a still working, good, solid business model. But for you yourself, you have to face the inevitable reality that at some point, younger people will not hire you. They're not going to hire you for their bar bat mitzvah. They're not going to hire you for the quinceanera. And they're not going to hire you for their high school proms, their sweet 16s, their weddings. And you'll see this, if you're honest with yourself, as you've matured and gotten a bit older, you go, I just don't really like doing school dances anymore. Good. Stop doing them. Because what have I always said? You need to be authentic. You need to be authentic. Instead of trying to be, yee-haw, cowboy guy tonight, and yo, what's up, playing the gangster rap tomorrow night, you need to be authentic, which means you need to craft entertainment that's authentic to you, that matters to you personally. By doing that, your entertainment value will come up. Because you won't fake being happy. You won't fake being excited. You will be in the moment with them. I laugh when I see guys talking about current talent, current artists, and they struggle with it. And I say, well, if you have a problem with it, you shouldn't play those artists. Because here's another tidbit. If you want to consider yourself a hip, trendy guy, you should be listening to the current hip, trendy music. That should be your music. Not the recurrence, not the 80s, not the 90s, 2000, early 2000s, not oldies. It should be current music. It should be what's current in the scene, so that when someone talks about a given artist or a given song, you know exactly what it is. You know how it sounds like, and you've already figured out how to beat mix it. Yeah, you still need to beat mix. But as you look at your career maturing, you need to start looking at that and accepting that. Yes, there will always be outliers to the concept of, well, I'm 65 and I still DJ high school parties. Good on you. Seriously. But for the most of us, we will face the inevitable reality. This is a young man's game. It's a young man's sport. It's what we do, and it's where we should be. It's what we need to think about as we go forward in our business. It doesn't mean we hang up the headphones. You'll see that all over. When is enough enough, and when do you hang up the headphones? For me, it's really simple. You hang it up when you can afford to hang them up, and you hang them up when it's obviously time. Now, if you've been a savvy business person, that means you've migrated from the events that you did maybe in your 20s to the events you do now in your 30s, that you have moved forward in a manner which becomes consistent with your goals and expectations. That's the deal. So you don't have to say your experience, because as Alan Berg will tell you, if you list that you've got 40 years experience, you may not even get a call from a bride that otherwise would have looked at you, because she will believe you're too old. So in referencing your experience and marketing it, I would never mention the years. I would simply say we have a deep level of experience in all kinds of music, all kinds of events, for the events that you're doing. If you're not doing them, don't act like it. Because you know what really hacks me off? People that go on Facebook and say, I just booked a mitzvah. Can someone tell me how to do it? Can someone tell me what the hora is? You have no business booking work that you do not have knowledge of. And the way you get knowledge isn't by booking it and figuring it out. It's by finding a colleague in your market that does that, or even in another market, and go watch them, learn from them. Take training. You hear me hear and see me talk and write about training. Training is one of the most important things you can do in your business. Second only to having a business plan. You can be the best well-trained person, but if you don't have a business plan, you're largely going to suck. You're not going to make the money you expect. You're not going to have the career you expect. Those are bankable facts. You'll hear people talk about word-of-mouth marketing relative to experience. Well, you know what? Word-of-mouth marketing is great, but it sucks, because it's only one bad guest going out and trashing you from being useless. Why? Every real business does marketing. Word of mouth should be a component of your marketing efforts, but it should not be the sole effort. You want to be always generating new people looking for your business that value your talent, because you've marketed appropriately to the right people. When you do that, you're going to have a high degree of excellence, and you'll start to have a high degree of success. And your prices will go up because you won't be worried about bookings, because you'll know, if I don't get this booking, I got 5 or 6 more inquiries coming in for that date. That's how you build a business. That's how you build prosperity. Anyway, leave your comments down below. Hope you've enjoyed this episode of DraxBytes. And remember, are you experienced? Good night.